European airports sent thousands of planes into the sky today after a week of disruptions. The travel mess was all because of a massive volcanic ash cloud, and because of it, the airlines are on track to lose more than $2 billion. They were forced to cancel more than 100,000 flights over the last week. More than a dozen Neenah High School students were affected by that. They are finally back after being stuck in Europe.
Although the argument could be made that a couple of extra days in Paris for some people, they'd be willing to pay big bucks for that. But the students arrived back in Wisconsin about midnight, and some of those students were already back in the classroom today, sharing stories of their rather bizarre journey. Kristen Crowley has our Fox 11 follow-up.
The day dragged a little slower than usual for Neenah High School French teacher Kathy Kinnaman and some of her students.
I haven't slept since Tuesday night.
Pretty tired.
Just several hours before the start of class, they got home from an unexpected extended stay in Paris.
We never really knew the volcanic ash was going to last all the way through next, which is this week.
Kinnaman and 14 of her students left for Paris April 2nd. They planned on returning last Saturday, but volcanic ash altered their flight plans. Student Danielle Schmidt says it took everyone a while to comprehend what was keeping them grounded.
It was so bizarre because in Paris, blue skies and sun, no wind, and just beautiful weather. You would have never guessed that way up in the sky there was ash clouds.
The group had no idea when they would return home.
They said it could have been up to a couple of weeks. We were just like in shock.
And some feared it would be longer than they could afford.
A lot of us had spent all of our euros thinking we were going home on Saturday.
As their money and clean clothes ran out, Kinnaman says they made the most of the inconvenience.
We tried really hard to find things that were free or cheap.
But the class's travel agent did provide free hotel stay and food vouchers for the extra days. Kinnaman says the extended stay wasn't all bad.
There are worse things in the world, and that's what I told the kids whenever they started to talk about being stuck.
It was pretty much an extended vacation.
And while they got to see a few extra sights in the 3 extra days, they were grateful when that extended vacation came to a close.
We were ready to come home.
Kinnaman was back in class Thursday, ready to share her experience with other students. As for several of her students on the trip, Kinnaman says many weren't in class as they rested up at home from the experience. In Neenah, Kristen Crowley, Fox 11 News.
By the way, the Neenah group was on one of the first flights out of Europe. The teacher and the students say they were a little bit nervous about flying back, but say it turned out to be a smooth ride.